Welcome back to Theresa.is.Dead. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive. And if you're new here, welcome. I have an awful mouth because I'm a garbage person. If you're not into that or weird shit in general, then this is probably not the place for you. So feel free to X out the video here. No harm, no foul. You can find someone else to watch, but I'll remember our time fondly. I was gonna put a time code in this video, but I realized why. There's no point. This is pretty much a haul. So yes, I'm doing a haul video and I'm so excited. One, actually, can I tell you how excited I am right now that I don't have to use my air conditioner? It's weird because I'm used to having like this muffled sound in the background and now I'm loud as fuck. So I have to like try to like talk more low, like. But I might have to throw my air conditioner on because I hear these fuck faces next door. Because I like to think that they just stand on the other side of the wall, my neighbors, and just talk. Just talk, you know, because they don't have anything else to do. It's not like they have a job or anything. In any case, let me stop being salty. So this video is actually going to be kind of interesting. It's going to be half Generation Beauty haul, half it was my birthday the other day and I decided to spoil the fuck out of myself kind of day. So the first half will be Generation Beauty, followed by all the shit that I purchased or bought online or whatever, because I was like, it's my birthday, I have to. You know we all do that shit, so don't pretend like you don't. Before we jump into the haul, let me explain a little bit about Generation Beauty if you're not familiar with it. Generation Beauty is an event held by Ipsy, which we all know what Ipsy is. It's that really fun glam bag that we get that's usually filled with shit for 10 bucks a month, and they have these special events where they throw a bunch of beauty vendors in and you get to meet influencers and you get to buy stuff at a discounted price for the most part. You also get free stuff for the most part. Generation Beauty, unfortunately, is not a free event, so there is an admission price. I believe there are 2 sets of tickets. You can do like a general admission, a one day only, which I think runs about 40 bucks or so. Or you can do the whole weekend pass and you get a $200 swag bag. And I put air quotations because you'll see what I mean, for I believe $89 to $99. Sometimes it actually jumps up to $179, but then they have a coupon code, whatever. It's kind of best if you just buy the tickets early if you can, because that's usually your best bet. Then there's also an additional $40 fee if you want to go into Generation Beauty 1 hour early. So if you did the math, you're basically spending $130 to walk into the event. So once you walk into an event, there is a sea of beauty vendors. You have really high-end brands, you have drugstore brands, and then you have brands that you've never heard of. So it's kind of some cool indie stuff. And it's not just makeup, there's also skincare and some hair care stuff too. This is my second year going to this kind of event and I wasn't that excited about it, only because the vendors this year wasn't as good as last year. Last year they had like Makeup Forever, Ciate. They had like a lot of cooler, bigger brands. This year the biggest brand was pretty much Too Faced. And y'all know how I feel about Too Faced. It's like, I want to like you, girl, but I don't really know. So either way, I was actually kind of excited to go to the Too Faced booth because I was hoping that they would have holiday stuff there. But I'm actually just jumping way ahead of myself here. Like I mentioned before, Generation Beauty is a 2-day event, but me and my mom only wanted to go on Saturday. Sometimes it's just easier just to get everything done in one day. Because it's not that big of an event where you need another day. That's how I feel anyway. Other people might disagree and want 2 days to kind of really scope things out, but I think it depends on what you're trying to do there. Like me, I'm just there to kind of get in, get out, and get the fuck off with my day. But some people like to meet influencers or see the musical acts and all that good stuff, which is really cool, but it's just something that doesn't really interest me that much, so that's why I only stick to a 1-day schedule. So me and my mom, we went on Saturday. We had the early access pass. We got there about a half an hour before the doors actually open. We did meet really cool people online. There was a girl named Lolo who was very sweet, and she also has a YouTube channel, and if I could find it, I will link it down below. She was very nice, and it was her first time there, so we were kind of just explaining how things go and whatever. And I have to say, that's what I really like about Generation Beauty, is that the patrons, for the most part, I want to say for the most part because there were some assholes that were there as well, but for the most part, everybody's super sweet and just super nice. However, you do get some assholes, which I will explain in a second. As I met her, I met a couple other people. Everybody was very nice. It took about 5 minutes for us to get in because this year, unlike last year, there was a lot more people, which I guess it was probably from the people that were last year realized, oh, I need to get that early pass, or just maybe this was just a more crowded event. I really don't know what the case was. So as soon as we walked in, it was kind of like, oh, there was already so many crowds kind of at the bigger booths that you were like, great, I'm gonna be wasting a lot of time in the first hour. Awesome. Now I say that because last year when we went to Generation Beauty, me and my mom, we actually obtained our early pass and we were able to see a lot of different booths, and we actually left at like 12:30 because we did everything. And it was kind of amazing because like with the exception of like 1 or 2 things that we couldn't do, we actually were pretty fast with all the booths. This year, it just seemed like there's just so many goddamn people, and an hour goes by really fast that it just felt like we couldn't get that much accomplished in that period of time before the general public came in, and then you're like, great, now everything is fucking closed. So my 2 little funny stories for Generation Beauty is that one was at the NYX booth. God, I'm such an awful person. Actually, both of these stories are pretty awful for my own sake anyway. So get ready for me being a bitch. But we went up to the NYX booth. Now last year, NYX actually had a really good display. You'd be able to buy eyeshadow palettes and concealer and whatever the case may be. There was basically, they had a large stock of their stuff. This year, they were just kind of pushing that fucking foundation, which is fine because I like that foundation. But girl, I own that foundation. I don't need another foundation. Now the cool thing about Generation Beauty is that most vendors will offer you a free item. There were like 2 sets of line this year. There was kind of like a retail line for some vendors and then like a general line where you're able to kind of get the free item and then purchase something if you want to, but realistically we're all just there for the free item. That's kind of how it is. So when I went up to the NYX booth, there was a large line. The line was already closed. That's what they informed me, and I saw that they were just shade matching. So I asked one of the NYX attendants, you know, what is kind of like the free object, and she was like, well, actually you have to kind of stand in line, get shade matched first, and then you can get the free object. I said, oh, actually I have the foundation already. I really do like it, so I don't really need to be shade matched, but I was just kind of curious to know what the actual free object was. And she's like, oh, you know what, actually, since you already own it, why don't you go talk to the girl on the other side? She has, I think, blue or green eyeshadow, I forgot what she said. Go talk to her and she'll just give you the free gift because you already have a bottle of this. I said, oh, that's very sweet. Okay, thank you. So I kind of walked around this huge line. There was a girl that was standing there. I walked up to her and she was already like, I guess, giving the free gift to somebody else. Oh, hi, excuse me. I was actually talking to one of your associates on the other side of the booth, and they mentioned that since I have the foundation, I could potentially probably come up here, maybe see the free item. And that's how I kind of made it sound. Like, I didn't want to be like, oh, she told me I could or anything like that. I just wanted to kind of like test it out. So the girl was like, well, you see, you're gonna have to get in line, and then once you're shade matched, then you're gonna have to take a picture of that thing over there. Once you take a picture of it and use a couple of different hashtags and post it on social media, then we'll give you your free gift. And I just didn't like how she sounded. You know, you don't have to be a fucking cunt about it. Like, you could have literally just been like, oh, no, like, you have to kind of get in line. Like, that's how I know I would say it. And as someone who's very big on customer service, I don't like how people fucking talk to you. Like, to me, that's bullshit. Fuck you. Don't be condescending and shit like that. So I said, oh, okay. I said, oh, maybe I misunderstood. I'm so sorry. And she's like, I was like, you know what? Actually, can you let me know what is the free item? I'm curious. And she goes, oh, well, it's our Can't Stop, Won't Stop primer that's perfect with our foundation. I just looked at it and went, yeah, that product's shit. I'm all set. I don't need it. Thank you, though. And I like walked away, and my mom was like, you're a fucking bitch. And I was like, yeah, I know. Fuck that lady. Like, don't be an asshole about it. So that was NYX booth. And then every time I saw the lady after that, she would literally roll her eyes at me. Whatever. The next booth was Jouer. And Jouer actually had 2 separate lines. They had a retail line, like a general line where you'd get shade matched. So when I walked up, I was already informed that the line was closed. You're gonna have to come back in 15, 20 minutes. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah. I was like, if I just wanted to buy something, do I still have to wait on this long line? She's like, oh, no, come. You can go on this retail line. And there was nobody on the retail line, right? And I should have noticed the retail line, but the little sign was so fucking small and there were people standing in front of it, I didn't see it. So I was like, oh, okay, thank you. So as I'm about to walk in the retail line, there was a girl that was standing in the general line that looked at me and kind of like rolled her eyes and kind of like scoffed a little bit, like, and then talked to her friend. And I think they were assuming that I was cutting the line or trying to cut the line. So I was like, oh no, bitch, I'm gonna stop you in your tracks right there. So I looked at her and I said, oh, I'm sorry. You're on the retail line? I didn't know. And she went, oh, no, we're not buying anything. We're just getting shade matched. I said, yeah, that's what I thought. And I just walked up to the retail line because I was like, fuck you, bitch. Psh. But when I got up to actual Jouer booth, nobody was buying anything at all. And I didn't understand why, because I guess everybody just wanted the fucking free shade match. But what kind of killed me about the Jouer booth in general, they didn't come to me right away. Like, they were all kind of like standing around talking amongst themselves. And then when they noticed that I was standing there like looking at things and had the potential of a money sign above my head like a fucking Sim character, then they were like, oh, do you need any help? But it took a little bit. And I personally, customer service is everything for me. I will walk out of a store if you're not treating me properly, because that is your job. In my job, there is an element of customer service, and I make sure that I go above and beyond for people. And I never understand why people do not reciprocate that. So there have been many instances where I've walked out because it's like, fuck it, I'm not giving you my business if you're gonna be a cunt about it. Yeah, it took a while for these people to kind of like just notice me and notice that I want to buy something, but then when they realized that I was like spending money, then they were like, oh yeah, what do you want? What do you want? What do you need? What do you need? We'll do whatever thing you want. You want a blowjob? Sure, take it. And that's kind of how it was. But again, it's like, but not every booth was like that. A lot of booths, like the Cream Shop, for example, super fucking awesome and sweet, and I loved them, and they were just so knowledgeable and helpful. And then there were some booths that just like didn't give a fuck. But anyway, enough about me rambling. If you ever have the opportunity to go to Generation Beauty, which I think they hold it maybe 3 or 4 times in a year, one being in New York and I think most of them being in California, do yourself a favor and go. I think everyone should at least experience it once in their life. It is a lot of fun, and the fact that you can buy most things at a discounted price is super fucking cool in my book. So yes. Okay, so with that said, these are the things that I purchased while I was at Generation Beauty. Just because I don't want this video to be 7 hours long, I'm not gonna swatch anything. I'll note the things that I have used since I purchased them. And if you want to see a video dedicated to one of these brands or these products or whatever, let me know down below and I'll be more than happy to film a video for you. So the first thing let's talk about is the Too Faced booth. Also, keep in mind these things are out of the box because it's just easier that way. I can actually just show you what it looks like as opposed to like, look at the box. All right, whatever. Anyway, and the free object that they were giving in Too Faced was, what the fuck was it? It was the Better Than Sex Deluxe Size Mascara. By the time we got there, the line was already like snaked around. And I was like, you know what? The mascara is okay at best. Like, it's not my favorite. I don't need to like wait for a deluxe sample. So I skipped it and I just went straight to the retail side, and I purchased 4 things, but these are the things that I purchased, and I also purchased something for my mom, the Natural Eyes palette. My mom is very basic when it comes to makeup, so she will only really just use like the same couple things over and over again, but she's a hoarder like myself. So she'll go out of her way and like buy other palettes, and then eventually they kind of just slowly come into my collection, which is totally fine. I finally picked up the Chocolate Gold Bar palette, and I'm so sorry because there's fucking fingerprints all over it. Okay, so I picked up the Chocolate Gold Bar palette. I used it today for this look. I've always wanted it because it just looked really pretty, and I'm only really talking about like this green and yellow color. Everything else is fine, but I really just wanted it from the green and the yellow color. And I never purchased it because I kind of have like this really weird thing with Too Faced where some of their products are really good and then some of their products are complete shit. So it's always a gamble for me, and that's why I never picked this up. I felt like I was kind of taking a gamble because this retails for $49, but I only purchased, I believe, something around $32 for it, which to me is a really good deal for, especially for a Too Faced palette. I love that it smells like chocolate. I had no problem with fallout or sparkle explosion or anything like that. I am actually very excited that I picked this up. And the fact that I picked it up at a discounted price is even better. I don't think I'm gonna be doing a review on this only because I don't really see the need to. This has been out for 3,000 years at this point, and I think a lot of people already have this, or at least decluttered it at certain points in time. So, whatever. Anyway, initial thoughts, I really do like this, and I'm glad that I finally picked this up, and I'm glad that this quality is on par with what I remember Too Faced to be and not whatever this weird shit is now. So I'm a fan of this. The other thing I picked up was the Hangover 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. I was super excited about getting this as also as a setting spray because I heard really good things about it. I have used it for the past couple of days, and yesterday being that it was my birthday, my makeup looked beautiful all day, and I actually didn't have to go really ham with this. So I feel like sometimes setting sprays I have to like drench my face. This, I like the mister of it. Okay, all right, that wasn't really, that just felt like a bukkake to my face, but normally it's fine. Oh, god damn it. I swear to God, sometimes I'm a fucking 13-year-old boy. Anyway, I really like the mister on this. It's kind of very direct. I like kind of having that concentrated blast to the face because sometimes bitch needs to wake up in the morning, and what's not better than getting a wake-up call like that? So anyway, I'm a super fan of this. I'm going to apologize right now that I don't know the prices of anything, but just know that everything that I did purchase for this portion of it is discounted. I know I suck as a human being, and I'm a fucking awful YouTuber. I know, so feel free to let me know down below. And the last thing I picked up at the Too Faced booth was the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and I've been eyeing this for a while, but it retailed for $28, and that was the big reason why I didn't pick it up. I felt like for a concealer that's kind of expensive considering I like Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer or the ColourPop one or the Makeup Revolution one, and those are a fraction of the price of this. Being that this was discounted, I figured, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to pick this up, and I'm wearing it today, and I think it's really pretty. The only color that really suited me was the color Swan, which is actually technically yellow, and I don't like getting a lot of yellow anything because I don't know, it always makes me look like I have fucking jaundice. I was actually very happy with this. I'm still gonna play around with this. And again, I'm probably not going to make a video about this only because it's been out for a while and I feel like a lot of people already have it. Initial impressions, so far so good. Of course, if something radically changes, I will let you guys know, but very happy to pick this up. The next booth I went to was the Sol de Janeiro booth and I got the Brazilian Bum Bum Cream and the Brazilian Bod Buff. Now, I know in a BoxyCharm video, I mentioned that I was gonna give this to a coworker because I don't really like strong smells or anything like that, and plus I don't really have a sense of smell. Without even really smelling this, I gave this away. When I went to Sephora and I smelled a sample, I was like, ah, bitch, man, I should have kept it because it actually smells really good. I like to feel it, but it doesn't feel very oily or greasy or whatever. The reason why I picked up the Brazilian Bod Buff is because it's an exfoliator. So they kind of sold me on the fact that it's going to get rid of all your dead skin and impurities. So I was like, fuck it, maybe if I can just put my whole body in this, I can come out as a different person. So that's what I'm hoping for. The next booth I went to is Ofra. I picked up 2 blushes, 1 highlighter, and a bunch of liquid lipsticks, and I also got the Perfecting Puff, which is this adorable mint green dream puff for $5 because the guy was like, oh, you should get it, it's $5. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, just put it in the fucking bag. Anyway, this is really cute. So the next thing I got are these 4 liquid lipsticks. I got it in the color Sanibel, Aries, Bal Harbour, and Sao Paulo. So all these guys retail for a whopping $10 a piece, which is really nice because I believe it's closer to $20, I wanna say, for their liquid lipsticks. Honestly, this is one of my favorite formulas other than Jeffree Star and Kat Von D. This is my 3rd favorite. And as you can tell, I'm a neutral pumpkin spice latte basic bitch, so that's why they are all neutral colors. The highlighter that I purchased from Ofra is the glazed donut one, which is actually my favorite highlighter of all time. I got 2 blushes, one in the color Punch, which is a very bright coral color, the color Bellini, which is a very light pink. Again, they have a beautiful little mirror attached to it. I really do like Ofra's packaging. I have to say, it's really cute. And I'm kind of glad that they rebranded and repackaged because it's really adorable. The next thing I got was stuff from Jouer. I picked up the high coverage concealer. Concealer also kind of ran a little yellow on me. So this one was the only one that didn't look that bad, but this shit's fucking white. So I haven't used it yet. So I'll let you know how I feel about it. I forgot how much I paid for this, but it wasn't full price and that's really all that matters. And I actually wound up purchasing 3 blush duos. One was duplicate for my mom because she was like, oh my God, I really like this. And I was like, just put it in the bag, let's buy it. So the first one is the Coquette blush duo in Seduce Me and Tease Me, which are very pretty. And the one that I was super excited about, which was the Adore blush duo in Adore Me and Hold Me. I wore it yesterday for my birthday and it was absolutely stunning. I loved it so much. It was so good. They did have the newest eyeshadow palette, but I do own 2 other Jouer eyeshadow palettes and I like them, don't get me wrong, but I never gravitate towards them, ever. I was actually tempted to go pick up the 3rd eyeshadow palette because I was like, ooh, I should get this. But then I was like, girl, you're not gonna fucking use it. Why even bother? So I wound up not picking it up, but it was at a discounted rate. Fuck, I should have picked it up. Whatever. Anyway, if you're interested in getting the eyeshadows, Jouer eyeshadows, and you've never tried them before, they're okay. They're pretty good, but they're not amazing. You can buy something else that's probably better. I need to kind of just talk myself. I need to keep talking myself out of it. Otherwise, I will go purchase this right now. What is wrong with you? Jesus. Okay, don't buy them. They're okay. They're not great. They're okay though, but they're actually not that bad. You actually haven't played with them in a while. God damn it. Go buy the blush duos. I totally recommend that. The eyeshadows are okay, unless you really, really want them. Do I really want them? All right, I need to stop. Okay, let's talk about the next thing that I went to. The next booth I went to was Luxie, and I love Luxie. So first and foremost, the free thing that I actually got was this large powder brush, which I adore so much. It's very soft, and I put that in my lipstick, but it's okay. It didn't smudge anywhere, and that's fine. I was going to do my favorite brushes in this video, but I feel like this is gonna be a very long video as it is, and I don't wanna bore you guys. So I'm gonna do my favorite brushes video soon. I don't want to give a specified time because I feel like when I do that I shoot myself in the foot and then work happens and then I feel so bad that I can't record videos. So it's coming soon, and because I know a couple people have asked me about it because they also have hooded eyes and we're all hooded eye monsters. It just makes sense for me to kind of like share with you the brushes that have worked for me. And of course, if you have good brushes for hooded eyes, obviously let me know down below because I'm always looking for new stuff. I actually wound up purchasing 2 brush sets and 1 individual brush. So this one is the Kabuki Rose Gold Collection brush set. You have the flat top kabuki, the round top blender, angle top buffer, the pointed top kabuki, and the flat angle blender. The next one is the Rose Gold Collection Eye Essentials brush set, the small angled eye, the medium angled shader, the flat definer, the small tapered blending, and then the eye blending one. And then I also got another small tapered blending because you cannot have enough of these. The next vendor I went to was the Balm Cosmetics. Everything actually was half off, which was fucking amazing. The thing that I got was take home the bronze. I asked the sales associate, like, can you just show me a cool tone bronzer? And she did. And this is very pretty, and I'm wearing it today. I really love their packaging. I think the Balm's packaging is so goddamn cute. I got 2 blushes, one in Balm Springs and the other one in Balm Beach. So goddamn cute. This is Balm Beach, and then this is Balm Springs. I feel like this year I went blush crazy. I just kind of realized that. You can't have enough blush. I like looking like a fucking clown. The other thing I got was the Mary Luminizer, and I've been wanting to try this highlighter. And this is the highlighter that I'm wearing today, and it's very, very pretty. It actually kind of reminds me of the Essence one, except like maybe a little hair on the golder side. I think it's so pretty. I really do like it, and I love the compact. So then the other 2 things I got was the Mad Lash Mascara, which is really adorable. It has a cute little scientist lady on the packaging, and the Meet Matte Nude, which this eyeshadow palette I have been eyeing for quite some time now, and I've been wanting to pick it up and I just haven't, and I don't really know why, but I heard really good things about it. So I'm very excited to try this out. I haven't tested this out yet. And then the free item was the Smoke Bomb with foil, which I actually kind of just swatched them the other day. I haven't played with them, and these are actually really pretty. I really like them. And I also get a mirror with it, which is really cute. So the next thing I picked up was from IBY Beauty. Now, I've never heard of IBY Beauty before until very recently, and their booth looked really cute. They actually had a lot of stuff. So the only things I picked up were 3 eyeshadow palettes, a Radiant Glow palette, and I got a contour palette. So let's go with the first one, which is the Highlight and Contour palette. And I picked this up because it is the light and cool tone shades. The next thing is the Radiant Glow palette, which it looks like you have 1 blush, a couple of different highlighters, and a bronzer, perhaps. These look really pretty. And you get a nice little mirror on, which is really nice. Then the last thing are these 3 eyeshadow palettes. This one's called Poolside. I love the packaging. This is the Desert Vibes palette, which this is the one that actually spoke to me the most. These are my colors. I love them. Can't wait to use this one. And the last palette is City Limits, which is super, super pretty. Last but not least, I got so much shit from the Cream Shop. I know you're probably saying, why? So if you don't know what the Cream Shop is, it's basically like a K-beauty brand that just really specializes in a lot of skincare, a lot of face masks, a lot of cutesy shit like Sanrio characters and all that good stuff. What was super interesting about the whole thing is that they have a new makeup line that is not launching until November. And you have the ability to look at everything and actually purchase stuff. This makeup line is so new, you can't find anything about it online, which I was like, ooh, bitch, I got really excited. So this is actually probably gonna be one of my next videos that's coming up because I'm so intrigued by this brand and I got a full face of makeup. So if you guys ever do hear about the makeup brand, I'd rather let you guys know my honest opinion whether or not I think you should purchase any of this stuff. Of course, if you're interested in it. So the first thing I purchased, actually let's get the skincare stuff out of the way first, because that's easy and I think these are the things that are available now. One, I got this adorable little peach hand cream, which I actually do have this at work. My old coworker that I love so much, her name's Diana, she used to work with me. Before she left, she actually gave me one of these little guys without the face though, and it sits near my computer, so I'm excited to finally replace it because this is literally just like an empty container at this point. The next thing I got from the Cream Shop was these little gold masks, which is a peel-off mask, 24 gold and collagen. It's this Bubble Bubble No More Trouble mask. It was actually really cool. The guy showed it to us. Basically, it's one of those really creepy goblin masks where like you put it on your skin, like a light layer, and then it starts to bubble up, and next thing you know, you basically look like a goblin from Troll 2. And I love that look. It's so becoming. And because we spent so much money, they gave us a shitload of fucking masks, which I thought was really sweet. But the 2 that I did pay for was a Batizi Mazu one because I love him from Hello Kitty, and this weird, I never know how to say it, Gutama? I don't know how to say his name, but I love him because he just looks like a constipated egg and it fucking kills me when I see him. Now, the actual makeup. So the cream shop had two different kind of foundations. They had one like a BB cream and then they had a foundation. The actual foundation line I want to say it didn't have more than like maybe 10 shades. Like it was very, 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 very small. But they were kind of more pushing the BB cream, which tends to, if you are not familiar with BB cream, it's the kind of cream that like when you put on your hands and melts in and it starts to look like your skin color. They had 4 different shades. This was the shade Fair, obviously, but the girl did say I can get away with light and I was like, honey, no, it's not gonna happen. I have 2 different eyeshadow palettes. So this one was Commando, and then this one is the All Day Everyday. They're very, very basic, very, very basic colors. There was another one there, but it was like browns. It didn't really interest me that much. These kind of were like a little bit more interesting, I would say. So I'm definitely gonna try out both of these eyeshadow palettes when I do my video. I got a matte liquid lipstick that was very, very pretty. I really liked that when I was playing around with it. I got Moon Dust Universal Setting Powder in the color Translucent. Super pretty. I love the packaging. I think it's so cute. Love how it's like outer spacey, astronaut. The next thing I got was a cushion highlighter. This is the only color that I really liked. They actually had another color that was like, I believe a silver color, but they had it to test out. You couldn't buy it. So this is what this looks like. A little cushion guy. I got a powder blush. I got a liquid eyeliner. I have 2 creamy gel eyeliners. I have a dark brown and a black. So yeah, so I pretty much tried to get a full face of makeup. I didn't get anything for my eyebrows because everything was kind of black. So I didn't pick any of those things up. Other than that, I tried to get everything to make like a full face of makeup. So with the exception of my eyebrow portion, whatever. I think everything else will be fine. So I cannot wait to play around with it. I'm super excited. They also had brushes, but I wound up not getting brushes because I knew I was gonna be dropping a lot of money at Luxie. So I didn't get them. That is my Generation Beauty haul. I'm also gonna show the stuff that you get in the swag bag. Last year was so much fucking better. Like you got a Tarte palette, you got an Ofra highlighter, you got something from MAC, you got, what was it? Did you get like a little palette from MAC? You got a lot of cool shit. This year, it felt like the only cool thing was nothing. I actually really didn't care for anything. The only thing that I was actually kind of happy about was the stupid cream shop eyeliners, only because I didn't purchase them there. So I was kind of glad that I didn't purchase them there because we were receiving them free in the swag bag. There was nothing. There was nothing at all. And it bummed me the fuck out because, you know, you're spending all this money and you're kind of like, I don't know, I guess because last year I had an expectation of like the cool shit that I received. So when I got this year's stuff, I was like, oh, womp, womp, womp. I wind up actually taking a bunch of it and going to work with it and letting my coworkers have it. So yeah, so I was kind of bummed out with the stuff that you received in the bag. So I'm hoping that next year will bring a better experience in the terms of swag bag and vendors. But overall, I'm very excited and very happy to have gone. And it's really cool that I get to hang out with my mom because, you know, we're getting older and we don't get to do a lot of fun things like we used to when I was a kid. And it's nice that as adults, I also can take care of my mom because she has taken care of me for so many years. It's nice that I can finally repay her. I know, I'm an adorable daughter. Okay, so that's everything I got from Generation Beauty. And let me show you the stuff that I got for my own birthday haul. First thing is that yesterday I went to the Morphe store. This, I believe, is the first Morphe store ever in New York, and it's actually in Westbury, Long Island, in the Roosevelt Field Mall. So if you are in the area, I would totally recommend you going there. Really cool store. It's actually quite big, and it's actually really funny that they both have the Manny MUA palette next to a Jeffree Star palette. I was like, ooh, I had to fucking take pictures of that yesterday because I was like, shade. So the only thing I really picked up from the Morphe side, and it is the 35M Boss Mood palette, which I know recently came out maybe a couple of weeks ago. This is this palette. The bottom 2 rows here are the only reason why I picked up this palette. I could give 2 shits about these. I just wanted these. I thought they were so pretty. Your girl is on a hunt for green now, okay? So I love yellows and greens. So now we're gonna be doing a lot of hashtag quest for green. Picked up was the Continuous Setting Mist, which I've heard nothing but good things about. And for an additional $5, the sales associate said I can get an eyelid primer and a sponge. I like the sponge a lot, so I was happy to pick this one up. And I've never used their eyelid primer, so I'm excited to try that out. The next thing I picked up was from ColourPop, because this is an amazing cause, and I'm also going to do a video about it, is the Make-A-Wish collection, which I'm not going to get into the whole story here. I'll save it for my video, but if you haven't, please go to ColourPop. Please go check these things out. It's really for an amazing fucking cause. So the first things that you get are these 4 Super Shock shadows, which look super beautiful. I'm not gonna swatch them because like I said, I'm gonna do a video. And I got 3 liquid lipsticks. Oh no, I'm sorry. They're an ultra glossy lip and an ultra satin lip in these beautiful nude shade colors that are just my colors. So expect a video sometime in the near future. I went to Sephora and I picked up the Huda Beauty Sapphire Obsessions. Honestly, guys, and I'm gonna do a video about this one too, this is the only one that interests me because it looked different in my collection, and these swatched really nice. I also picked up something from Makeup Geek, which is the Pumpkin Spice Latte Palette, I think volume 2. I did not pay full price for this. I think I paid like $31 and I'm not sure if it's still available on their website. I'm a basic bitch that loves anything pumpkin, so obviously I had to pick this up. I think it's really pretty. I really do love Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I think they're probably some of the best eyeshadows ever made. I picked up the little yellow stack from Melt Cosmetics after loving that Gemini palette so much. I really just wanted to try this one. And yes, I paid the $7 shipping because I'm a fucking maniac and I'm still mad about it. But I can't open this. But anyway, it's in here. And I'm excited to have this because, as you guys know, I'm on a hashtag quest for yellow. And last but not least, I picked up 3 things from Ulta. One being the NYX Swear By It palette that I had been eyeing for quite some fucking time because it looks so goddamn pretty with that fucking yellow. I wanted it so badly. Like, just these shades right here are fucking killing me. I cannot wait to play with this. I also picked up the Machinist palette. It looks absolutely beautiful. It actually reminds me of Natasha Denona Safari palette, except I know these are gonna work. I also picked up a JCat Beauty eyeshadow palette. I've never tried anything from JCat before. And so the reason why I picked up this particular palette is because I saw a video not too long ago by a YouTuber that I follow. She's really super fucking cool, and I'm gonna put her link down below. Her name is Keeping It Simple with Bridget, and I love her content. She's just really informative, and she's just a very pretty lady that talks about makeup, and I love it. She actually talked about these little pocket palettes, and I have never tried anything from JCat Beauty before, but she sold me on it. So I'm excited to try this one, and the reason obviously why I picked it up is because there is a yellow in here, because I've actually gotten to that point in my life where I'm just only buying things with yellow in it now. Yep, I'm crazy. So I'm excited to try this and see if I really like it. I hope I do. And last but not least, I got one of the NYX holiday palette thingies, and it's the Sugar Trip Squad, which looks so pretty and bright and fun and cool. And I thought this was a yellow, but it's lime green. Fuck, okay. Whatever, we're gonna make it work. Anyway, so expect a video about this guy probably coming up sometime soon, especially maybe for November or something like that, for like the holiday series. But they did have a lot of their holiday stuff up, and this is the only thing that really actually interested me. I have high hopes for this. Actually, I should not say that because when I do say that, shit does not work. So I have 0 expectations. All right, on that note, I think that's about it. Thank you so much for fucking sticking it out. I know this was a very, very long video, and I really apologize. And if you did stay, you are a trooper and you deserve a medal. On that note, of course, if you want to see any of these things reviewed or whatever, let me know down below and I'll be more than happy to do so. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button. It's free. And hit the bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I'll see you little pumpkins later. Bye.